Welcome back to Caffeine Confessionals. My name is Allan, and lately I've been noticing across different social media pages that fans have been getting angry about this top 9 rookie seasons list that the official MTV challenge page posted a couple of years ago. I don't blame them. This list looks terrible. While almost all the rookie seasons there are impressive, it seems like they just threw a bunch of names into a bowl and we're picking them out one by one. It's so random, and not all these rookie seasons are on the same playing field. For example, they put Laurel and Turbo on this list, and while they both had two of the best rookie seasons ever, undeniably two of the best seasons in challenge history, fresh meat players should go into their own category, because on a fresh meat season, half the players are rookies and are automatically partnered with a veteran player. Because of that, they don't deal with the normal disadvantages that rookie players come into, where they don't have the social connections, where they don't have the alliances, and where they're targeted early on. And because of that, I decided that I'm going to be making a video where I rank the top 10 individual fresh meat seasons all time. And this will include Fresh Meat 1, Fresh Meat 2, Battle of the Bloodlines, and War of the Worlds 1. However, until that video is posted, you're going to have to deal with this video where I talk about the top 10 rookie seasons in challenge history, and there are so many. Honestly, I could have made a top 25. I'm going to name some honorable mentions at the end of the video, but I hope you like this top 10, at least compared to the video that MTV made. At the very least, I'll be able to back up some of my rankings with some stats and some facts and some historical significance to some of these player seasons. I will note, even though I said I'm going to make a separate Fresh Meat video, you will see a rookie or two from Fresh Meat or Bloodlines, as on the original Fresh Meat seasons, they treated some rookie players who had been on Real World before as veterans. To be a rookie on the challenge is usually hard enough, but to have a rookie partner where you're expected to hold their hand throughout the game is double the burden. Now, let's get into the rankings. Kicking us off in 10th place is Amber Borzotra winning the challenge double agents, and this ranking may shock people because Amber is a very polarizing winner. Some people will think she doesn't deserve to be on this list, and others will think that she isn't ranked high enough. Someone who is pro Amber would say that she just won 2 Hall Brawl eliminations, a daily challenge, socially and politically navigated her way through the game as a rookie, and then in the final even outpaced CT himself cardio-wise, and won in an era that is so difficult to win. Meanwhile, someone who hates Amber would say she was carried to the end by the Big Brother Alliance, and had she not been partnered with someone like CT, she does not win this season. Also, her elimination wins aren't that impressive, as she faced women who are about 5'1", 110 pounds in Hall Brawl. So who is the real Amber, and where does she rank all time? I think it meets somewhere in the middle. On the one hand, I do think the Big Brother Alliance carried her to the end. On the other hand, she was the cardio beast who outran everyone. 10th place seems fine for her. Maybe you want to rank her higher, maybe you don't want her on the list at all, but 10 seems good for a rookie who won her season in one of the hardest eras of the challenge. In 9th place, we have Heather Cooke coming in 2nd place on Rivals 2 with veteran partner Cara Maria Sorbello. Cooke and Cara were partnered after Cooke's original partner Naomi had to leave the game due to a family emergency. Together, they were the underdogs in the game. They were targeted from the jump, and they kept fighting and fighting. They won 2 eliminations and the final daily challenge of the season to send themselves to the final. From the moment Cooke debuted on the challenge, she was an immediate threat. As a college athlete with a great fitness level, people were intimidated by her, and she was ready to mix it up with whoever, even her own partner Cara Maria, throwing her under the bus multiple times when Cara wasn't able to live up to Cooke's standards. As a pair, they really hit their groove at the end of the season, winning the final daily challenge, and in the final itself had a massive lead from day 1 into day 2, only getting stopped by an eating portion where they ultimately fell apart. Emily and Paula took the lead and they lost the season. But a 2nd place finish on any rookie season is fantastic. The argument against why Cooke should not be on this list is that her opponents in elimination, like Amber B, were not that impressive. Her daily challenge stats aren't that impressive. But it was mostly the eye test. When you watched Cooke compete, she was a top player who was going at around the same level as Emily Skrom, one of the best female players in challenge history. If you want true perspective on how good Heather Cooke was, Rewatch Rivals 2 Episode 9, the Daily Challenges Rampage, a game where players have to run up and down half pipes. It takes a lot of athleticism, a lot of cardio, and Cooke and Cara Maria come up one ball short. Cara Maria famously flames out in this daily challenge, which means that Cooke was either going toe-to-toe with Emily or even doing better than her. She's an absolute beast. She deserves this number 9 ranking. If she had another daily challenge win or two, maybe she could be ranked higher. In 8th place, we have one of the more physically dominant rookie seasons ever, and that is CT making it to the final of the Inferno I. From day one, he immediately established himself as a power player in the game. Out of the real world team's 8 total life shield challenges, CT won 4 of them. He also won an elimination. The reason he is not ranked higher is because the competitive stakes for him on the Inferno I were not that high, and in all honesty, from a character standpoint, this is one of the most tame versions of CT we've ever seen on the challenge compared to his future seasons. In 7th place, we have Leroy Garrett and Mike Ross making it to the final of Rivals 1. Rivals 1 has one of the most stacked male casts in challenge history. Despite this, the rookies were able to win 2 out of 8 daily challenges and never went to a single elimination. For a majority of the season, they were able to stay out of elimination because they were terrified of facing Mike in a puzzle challenge. So even though he wasn't the most physically impressive player, they were able to skirt by. When it hit the point where they had to actually vote in Mike and Leroy to go into elimination, Leroy won the final daily challenge, climbing a rope faster than any human being ever has to send them straight to the final. As a pair, Mike and Leroy just found a way to complete every daily challenge despite Mike not being the most physically impressive and despite Leroy not being the smartest player. They pushed each other in that final and they completed day 1 of the hardest final in challenge history to that point. There had been no final that had been half as difficult as the Rivals 1 final when it happened. While some fans were unhappy they decided not to finish the final climb, 3rd place got no money, and because of that, they decided to not risk their health. Regardless, I'm still impressed by their performance because they should have been dead in the water from day 1, yet they managed to make it that far and be that competitive in a game with one of the most stacked casts ever. In 6th place, we have Ruthie Alcaide making it to the final of Battle of the Sexes 1. And this is a bit of a challenge history lesson because before Laurel and Emily and Cara Maria and even Evelyn existed, Ruthie was a female that many people looked at as maybe being the best competitor in challenge history. During the challenge's infancy, Ruthie made a name for herself by being a competitor who was afraid of nothing. She took on the weirdest daily challenges head on and would always figure out what the right strategy was for her to do her best. She commonly outperformed the men in the game, and even on this season they had a scoreboard that took track of every single competitor's performance, and you could see on the scoreboard that Ruthie commonly outperformed men. She was the number 1 female in the game from episode 3 all the way on to episode 18. She held a dominant grip on the game, and it's a special season to look back on. As the challenge evolved and eliminations and politics got introduced, Ruthie did not fare as well on the challenge. But if you just go back in time and watch her daily challenge performances, even some of the performances she's putting up now in her 40s on Challenge All-Stars, and you'll see Ruthie is an absolute beast. In 5th place, maybe the most underrated rookie season ever, and it's Brittini Sherrod coming in 2nd place on the Duel 2. Brittini's one and done rookie season does not get the same type of fanfare that people like Svetlana on the Duel 1 gets or Cooke on Rivals 2, but she put up a more impressive physical performance. She won 3 out of 9 daily challenges, which means a lot because there could be only one female winner every challenge. It's not like some of the modern seasons where there could be 3 to 5 winners in a challenge. Nope, one winner. She went 3 for 9. She also put up 2 elimination wins, including eliminating DM in the final elimination after being roguely called out. Her 2nd place finish in the final was impressive as well. Her last second push with Evan was crucial towards helping him win. There are challenge legends who arguably have not had as impressive of seasons as Brittini's rookie season. It's sad that she never returned to the challenge, but I do know that she has found success in the modeling world. Hell, maybe she'll come back for a Challenge All-Stars season 2 or 3. For third and fourth place, I hit an impasse. I kept switching two players back and forth between third and fourth place. Eventually, I decided for this list, they are going to tie for third place because they are very similar seasons that are also a bit different. And that means tying for third place, we have Cam Williams on the Challenge Vendettas and Wes Bergmann on Fresh Meat 1. When people think of rookies on the challenge, they think of players who are going into elimination after elimination trying to earn their stripes. They think of people like Wes and Cam. On Cam's rookie season, she won 3 eliminations. On Wes's season, he tied the record for the most elimination wins ever with 5. Arguably, these are easily 2 of the most iconic rookie seasons in challenge history. However, when being objective and comparing 2 other rookie seasons, you will notice they didn't do much in the daily challenges. Wes and Casey never even came close to winning a single daily challenge on Fresh Meat 1. Cam only won 1 daily challenge on Vendettas as part of a big team and did not make a single Treka appearance. At the same time, regardless of their lack of daily challenge wins, I still marvel at their rookie seasons. Wes tied the record for most elimination wins ever while partnered with Casey Cooper, someone who is regarded as one of the worst players in challenge history. She's undersized, she can't solve puzzles, she can't eat anything, she's not athletic, and yet they still won 5 eliminations. Yes, they had a weight advantage in those exiles, but Wes really took it upon himself to carry the extra weight when needed. While Wes's elimination wins reflect quantity, Cam's wins reflect quality. She won 3 eliminations, 2 of them against Mercenaries, one being against the previous season's Rookie of the Year, Tori Deal, and the other being against Ashley Millionaire Mitchell. Her elimination win against Natalie is also super impressive, as it was more skewed towards a smaller, more gymnastics-based person, which is Natalie to a T. It definitely felt like production was skewing the elimination towards her opponent, and Cam still was able to get the win. They are 2 iconic rookie seasons who deserve the number 3 spot. If you can, in the comments, drop who you think deserves the 3 spot more, Wes or Cam. In second place, this one might be a bit controversial, but I have Frank Sweeney winning Battle of the Seasons, the 2012 edition. When discussing Frank's performance on this season, it must first be acknowledged that the human element of his game is ugly. He treated Sam, his team partner, in an appalling fashion. The low blows he threw at people like Alton, Dustin, and Nani were gross to watch. But being objective, he had a rookie season that not many others can compare to. When we talk about these other rookie seasons, we talk about the Wes and the Cams earning their stripes by winning elimination after elimination. Frank took the bull by the horns. He walked into the house on day 1, saw the landscape of the game, and decided that he was going to run the politics. As a rookie, for the first time ever, someone was going to be the master manipulator. He created a massive rookie alliance and annihilated 2 of the veteran teams in Fresh Meat and Austin within the first 4 episodes. If you hate Frank Sweeney, you'll be quick to chime in that Frank was only able to do this because there was such a weak cast. But that's not Frank's fault. Why has no other rookie in challenge history taken such control of the political game like this? If we went solely based on physical performance, then Frank's fellow teammates Zach, Ashley, and Sam would be on this top 10 list, but because we view that cast as physically weak, they don't deserve to be here. It is Frank's trailblazing political game that rises him up the list, and then you add in the fact that Frank was a beast of a physical competitor. He was built to run a final. He was great with heights. He was a good swimmer. He was competent with puzzles. Likewise, you also have to consider that the archetype of gay males on the challenge is that they have a chip on their shoulder. They have to prove to other people that they are strong competitively. Whereas Frank never had that chip on his shoulder. He came into the game on day 1 and thought he was a top player, acted as such, and performed like one. If anything, the only chip on his shoulder was that he thought everyone around him wasn't good enough to be competing with him. I have to say, when I first watched Battle of the Seasons, I don't think there's a player I've ever hated more than Frank Sweeney. But when rewatching the season, I did notice that in his most infamous blow-ups, there was a method to the madness. He would get into fights with people when he knew he had to make a political move against them. That way, he felt validated in the move, or even just manipulating his own teammates. He was able to trick Zach into volunteering into an elimination that he didn't want to be in. For stats, Team San Diego won the most daily challenges of any team. Frank personally won the final elimination with Ashley against Janae and Derek, and of course they pulled off the win, while him being the #1 political player in the game, he deserves the #2 spot. Before we jump into #1, let's first go through the honorable mentions. On the honorable mentions, we have Kyle Christie's 3rd place finish on the challenge Vendettas. Svetlana Schusterman's 2nd place finish on the Duel 1. Jordan Weissly and Marlon Williams' 3rd place finish on Rivals 2. Landon Luke winning the Inferno 2 as part of the Good Guys team. Tori Deal's 3rd place finish on the challenge Dirty 30. Colin Mortensen winning Battle of the Sexes 1. And Arissa Hill making it to the final of Battle of the Sexes 2. Zach Nichols, Ashley Kelsey, and Sam McGinn winning the Challenge Battle of the Seasons 2012. Gonna drop 4 more names. John A. Mannion, Rivals 1. Brad Fiorenza, Battle of the Sexes 2. Johnny Riley, Free Agents. And Kellyanne Judd on the Island. With the honorable mentions out of the way, let's just recap 2 to 10. In 10th place, Amber Borzotra winning the challenge Double Agents. 9th place, Heather Cooke's 2nd place finish on Rivals 2. 8th place, CT making it to the final of the Inferno 1. 7th place, Mike and Leroy's 3rd place finish on Rivals 1. 6th place, Ruthie making it to the final of Battle of the Sexes 1. 5th place, Brittini Sherrod's 2nd place finish on the Duel 2. And tied for 3rd place, we have Wes Bergmann's 3rd place finish on Fresh Meat 1 and Cam's 3rd place finish on Challenge Vendettas. And of course, as I just mentioned, 2nd place, we have Frank Sweeney winning Battle of the Seasons. And now, our #1 rookie season in challenge history is Sarah Greyson winning the Gauntlet 1. For many OG challenge fans, Gauntlet 1 is one of the most iconic seasons and completely changed the direction of the show itself. Sarah is a major reason as to why the show has become what it is today in the best ways possible. If you don't know who Sarah Greyson is, some context going in is that on her original show, Road Rules Campus Crawl, which included Darrell Taylor, Rachel Robinson, Kendall Shepard, and Shane Landrum, they voted Sarah off the RV as she was the worst member in the Road Rules challenges. When she came onto the challenge itself, she was already the underdog. People viewed her as a liability as they had seen her get kicked off a previous show for not performing well. Even Sarah's aesthetic and personality didn't fit in perfectly with everyone else who was on the show. Nonetheless, she gave it her all and set records in the process. To give further context, the Gauntlet 1 was the first season in challenge history to include actual one-on-one eliminations. Sarah would go on to make history by winning the first elimination in challenge history. Also, the eliminations on the first season ever were genderless. Sarah's win was against a male competitor, which would make history today, but for 2003-2004 is especially groundbreaking. She would then go on to win an additional 4 eliminations, putting her at a total of 5. In the first season the challenge ever had eliminations, a female who everyone saw in the house as a weak competitor set the individual record for most elimination wins in one season. Wes and Casey were able to tie the total for a season, but they competed as a pair, whereas Sarah competed as an individual, going against both men and women. Sarah Greyson's Gauntlet season is special towards the history of the show. There are so many old-time fans who stopped watching the challenge over a decade ago who remember Sarah going in time and time again and winning eliminations. This season set the standard for the challenge underdog archetype that so many players would fall under over the years. You could make the argument that there would be no Cara Maria without a Sarah Greyson type player on the challenge. You could even argue that eliminations wouldn't be the standard format for removing players if Sarah Greyson's Gauntlet 1 season never happened. The only shame and bad part of Sarah's season is the fact that it's not easily accessible to fans on Netflix or Paramount Plus. I really wish it was, MTV should just put the whole season on YouTube if they can, because it's a must-watch season that would get so many people invested in the show. It is a great underdog story, and it is a great season. She deserves the #1 spot. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you can, drop a comment on who your favorite rookie season is. Like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day.